I'll keep it short and sweet. So welcome back to Hartleville. We're getting ready for the quarter-final of the senior women's IPT, and joining me is the coach of the Western Province Peninsula side, Ian O'Dear. Ian, one can say that it's kind of been a tough tournament for you girls, but I'm sure that the motivation is still there to keep going, and that you still have that nice camaraderie going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's what carries you through to day 4. When you need to lift yourself up a little bit, and that's the teamwork that actually carries you through. So the girls are always up for a fight and always try to put the yesterday behind them and take what we've learned from it. And that's what this is about. It's a learning experience, and everybody's playing better day by day. And ultimately, that's what we're here for.
Speaking about that fight, I have to say it, you guys have probably got the underdog tag for this one, considering the way that your results have gone, considering how Southerns have performed. That must be a little bit extra motivation in itself.
No, absolutely. I think it's when it comes down to that, especially a game like today, you've got to be setting yourself small goals, and as those small victories getting you forward, and ultimately, hopefully, it's going to get out into a positive result. So small steps, everything, and make it measurable and manageable, and not be too complicated. Just do the basics right.
Cool. There you've heard it from Coach Ian. Ian, good luck.
Thank you very much. See you after.
And would you say you've got the favourite tag in this one?
Definitely not. Each team deserves to be here, so we have to play for everything we get.
Well, you've come through unscathed thus far. You've won all your games, and on the flip side, Western Province Pens hasn't really gone their way in terms of results. So a lot of people out there are saying that you guys are the favourites for this one.
Yeah, I think it's all a mentality thing. If you want to think about it that way, that's the way it'll be. But you always have to play the game to win the game at the end of the day.
Do you feel that maybe there's a little bit added pressure now with this being a quarter-final, straight knockout, anything can happen?
Well, tournaments start to day 1. Every day's been pressure games, so we have to play every day.
One more thing, we've noticed that in this 4 o'clock game, the wind tends to pick up quite a bit here in Cape Town, especially here at Hartleville. Do you take that conditions into consideration?
Yeah, definitely. The communication becomes a bit of a problem, especially in defensive lines. So we've had to really work hard on what we want to do defensively, especially, and on our counter-attacks, because the comms is quite a big thing in one of those situations. But we've been able to manage it nicely so far, yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
So that is it from me here down at pitchside. We will be joining you shortly. We will be bringing you all the action on the final quarter-final between Southern Gauteng and Western Province Pens. It is the final game then of day 4 here at the Senior Women's Interprovincial Tournament. It is quarter-final number 4 as well. So 3 teams have made their way through. 1 team remains to fill their spot in the semi-finals. Coming up right now, it is the ladies all the way from Johannesburg, Southern Gauteng. They'll be dressed in the yellow and navy blue, coming up against the home side, or at least one of the home sides, dressed in the powder blue and white, Western Province Peninsula, the B side, as a lot of people know them. Joining me in the commentary box is none other than Kurt Serfontein. Kurt, how do you see this one going?
Good afternoon, Tariq. Good afternoon, viewers. Southerns ultimately have ended undefeated in the pool stages. The Penn side not able to pick up any victories, but were quite decent in those performances in their pool. Anything could happen here. Quarter-final day, different type of scenario.
That's an interesting format when there are 8 teams in the competition, and on this day it's all about quarter-finals, so straight knockout. So all the teams still got a chance then to go through to the semi-finals. And all it takes is just one performance and one victory, and especially when you've had the rub of the green go against you in the first 3 days, as it happened to Western Province Pens. All it takes is just one game to go your way, few things to fall in your favor, and you can end up going into the semi-finals.
No, definitely, Tariq, and that's the beauty of this tournament format, which was instituted by the FIH a couple of years ago. Some coaches don't necessarily enjoy it because they think opposition teams get a second bite of the cherry, but it is what it is.
Yeah, such is the nature of tournaments and IPTs, and the format is what the format is. So, with all said and done, the ladies have done their pre-match rituals. They've emerged from their huddles. The starting 11s will take to the field, and will get going in just a few moments. Southern Gauteng in the yellows jumpers will be playing from right to left on your screen. The Western Province Pen side in the powder blue and white, they'll be starting against the wind from left to right. Kurt, from a coaching's perspective, when you play in conditions like this where there is a bit of wind, is it an advantage to play against the wind in the first half?
It all ultimately depends on how much, for me in the modern game, how much of the aerial or overhead pass you're going to use. If you've got the wind at your back, if you use it smartly. But then again, players would probably say they prefer running into the wind in the first half.
So it's Southern Gauteng then coming with the ball immediately. Out to Hamza on the right hand side, looks to cut the ball back. Ball shot comes in, and immediately, just like that, bada bim, bada boom, Southern Gauteng have got themselves on the lead, on the scoreboard, 1 goal up in the first minute of the game.
Yeah, neat little interplay there. Birdie Costin feeding Malika Hamza, who entered on the show, T-point, and fed Robin Johnson quite smartly, coming in hard at a 45, and goalkeeper Jana Botha left-stranded, who they passed the right foot.
For Western Province Pens, that's certainly not the way that you would have wanted to start this. You probably would have wanted to try and get yourselves on the ball, try and settle as early as you can, but be that as it may, a few seconds into the game, Southern Gauteng showing that they're up for it, so all sorts of pressure then on the Pen side immediately as they continue to camp inside the 25. Interception is there, looking for top D. She's surrounded, but she gets through into the circle once again, but
Nadia Vermeulen cleaning up there. Kirsten Payton probably not the player you want in the ball coming into that situation, but a good intervention from Nadia. Malika Hamza back on the ball again, using the silky skills. Fortunately losing out. Southern is flying the pressure in that corner. Malika wins the ball back again and wins the team a free hit.
Southerns is surely showing exactly why they have that favourite stab in this game. Come out absolutely firing as they once again try to get another circle entry, but disrupted by Pens. As quickly as that happens, Southerns back on the ball on the right hand side, trying to find a way through, opting to settle things down and get the defenders involved. Out to the left hand side then, into the 25 for Southerns.
Carmen Smith ordinarily never that far off the field. There's the Southern's defender, but the Pens team just sitting all the way back because of the unrelenting pressure that the Southern's teams have exerted on them in this first 2.5 minutes of this game.
Pressure then on Pens' defense as Southerns look to employ the high press. And there's that mistake that the Southerns were looking for. Interceptions made. Hamza on the ball, goes down the right hand side, flips it into Marks. Marks on her knees. Just for the snap shot. Unfortunately though, misses on the near post. The signs are certainly there that Southerns, they've come to play.
Yeah, another turnover as a result of the intense pressure from the Southerns forwards. And Western Province Pens can breathe a sigh of relief. Certainly wouldn't want to concede a second goal within the first 5 minutes. Yeah, and Lawrence getting out of that situation there with the attentions of national captain Aaron Kirsty.
Pens with a little bit of possession, opting to keep the ball at the back. Southerns on this occasion not employing a high press, going for the 3/4. There's space now on the left hand side for Pens, weighing up our options into midfield, and there's the interception once again from Southerns as they now come through. Circle entry, and on the left hand side, shot comes in once again, unfortunately, second time now in a row for Southern Gauteng. They just pull their shot a little wide and miss the goal on the inside post.
Yeah, Bernie Costin probably getting her feet a bit too close to the ball. Always reaching up against the body when she going for that shot. And the shot being skewed into the side netting, fortunately for the Pen side.
It just shows immediately after that what pressure does. Just a wayward pass coming from Pens, just coughing possession back up to Southern Gauteng, allowing this yellow wave to come back at them. The ball straight out now to Kavanagh on the left hand side, but she is dispersed off over the ball. As once again though another turnover for Southern Gauteng as they now launch attack.
Sylvia van Jaarsveld down the ball, quick ball carrier, entering the other shoulder, looking for the shot off the reverse. Unfortunately, no outcome from that.
Good work from goalkeeper Janne-Marie Boites in the Pens goal, coming out and making the space a little bit small. So she's certainly up for this fight. She's telling her defenders that I'm going to do it from the back. I need you guys just to help me out a little bit in front. But we'll see how the rest of the game pans out. We've just gone past the 5-minute mark in the opening half as both coaches ring the changes. Fresh legs coming on. Kavanagh on the ball, sends it to the middle to the brain. On the right hand side now is Smith.
Yeah, and we've seen that tactic quite a bit this week where they'll pull Aaron Christie out all the way wide and push her high up the field. You create that, I won't even call it an overload, that player just in that vacant wide position. And it's been fairly successful from a Southern's perspective throughout the week. Aaron traditionally playing as a right half, and sometimes we find her playing in midfield role too. Yeah, interestingly, the odds stacked against Pens, not from a pure performance perspective, but for those of us that are not that aware of the rules, you're allowed 18 players on the match card, and unfortunately the Pens team have had 2 injuries, so they're down to 16 players, which means they're going to have far less players that they can make substitutions with. It's going to take a lot more in terms of leg work, where Southerns have the benefit of having all 18 players available.
And especially when you get to these knockout stages of an IPT, you need that extra legs on the sideline just to relieve, bring a bit of relief for the players on the field. You know that when you get to day 5, day 6, after having put plenty of mileage on your legs that you need extra players on the sideline that will give you a bit more of a break when you need it most. As Southerns come through once again.
We transfer across the Tamlin Cock, speedy ball carrier. Tamlin opting to look inside. Plays it into the feet of Amy Pote. Tamlin on the ball again.
Decides to take it herself. Looking for the pass on the left. She does find a teammate who gets the circle entry, and does win the short corner. I thought maybe, perhaps, that she pulled the ball inside a little bit too early and missed the opponent's foot, but umpire Andrea on the near side motioning to her colleague on the far side that it did indeed come off a foot. So we'll get a chance then to see the first short corner of the game.
The Southerns penalty corner team have been fairly efficient, probably not as efficient as the KZN Coastal's team. Lynn Duplessis has been fine for the best. Zan Janssen van Vieren as well as Malika Hamza. Zan going for the slap. Ball cleared by the keeper off the pads. Southern still in possession. Queen's players walking back.
So good work from Pens on defense as they snuff out that attack, but the pressure doesn't go anywhere. They're still camped inside their 25. As we say that they do cough the ball up, but the turnover is again there for Larson, for Pens, but she is quickly tackled by Christie. Christie wins the free hit, takes it quickly, looking to link up at the top D. Snapshot comes in on the near post, hits the upright, spilling loose, and somehow, someway, Pens come away with one.
Yeah, Sylvia van der Haas probably not the player to afford that space inside the circle. Renowned for a very vicious tomahawk shot.
Interception then made by Cock. Unfortunately though, umpire says that it perhaps came off a foot, as Pens now try to build something from inside their half. Big space out on the left hand side if they can link up with each other. Isabella de Rocha, number 3 for Southern Gauteng. She's always there to apply that pressure when the ball gets played into the midfield.
Yeah, Isabella de Rocha, always a massive work rate and a player who's always going to get stuck in. Hard to get rid of her defensive intentions when you're the player that's in possession, and always adding value in the Southern's team.
Kilfoyle, they're told to take the restart on the correct spot. Southerns now start to build it from inside their half. Kavanagh throws a wild pass, looking to link up with Captain Costin, but the interception made by Pens.
Kaylin Marie making that interception there. Been quite an influential player in this Pens team during the week, also part of the national under-21 squad, but currently selected for the tournament team, similar to Tamlin Cock. And Kaylin and Tamlin both still definitely looking to get into that final team that will be announced for the Junior World Cup to be hosted in Potchefstroom in December.
Chris Holm looking to get something going on the right hand side.
Amy Pote now on the ball. Industrious type of forward. He's got experience of playing a couple of IPTs prior to this. Probably the most experienced IPT representative in this Peninsula team. Pens looking to recycle, going back out. Lydia van Leeuwen immediately being pressurized. Michelle Tull is doing well to hold the ball up, and she wins the free because of the judge tackle from Tony Marks by umpire Nicholson.
Well, Pens now enjoying a nice spell of possession as they continue just to try and get something going, try to break through the Southern Gauteng defense. Anything would probably do for them. They've tried to work the ball down the right hand side to no avail. Got to go down the left. So at what point do we see the good old faithful $1 million through the Route 1 ball?
I don't think you want to be attempting the Route 1 ball when you're that far out, Tariq, especially against the southern side, who have this tendency where Kirsten Payton and Isabella de Rocha will be picking up those balls in the middle and they'll launch the counter from deep. Speedy players they have going forward. Say that Kirsten Payton on the ball.
Good work by Payton, throwing in the foul, being under a lot of pressure. There are 3 players around her, but had the presence of mind to cut off the oncoming defender. She sends the ball to Van Jaarsveld at the top D, who's dispossessed, but that's excellent work from Van Jaarsveld to win it back. Gets into the circle, looks for the foot. Excellent work by Southern Gauteng to keep it going, keep it alive, and Western Province Pens doing anything and everything they can to keep themselves in this one. Pens then trying to get themselves back up the field. They've had the majority of the possession, I would say, in the last 5 minutes or so, where they've managed to keep the ball away from Southern Gauteng and keep them at bay, nullifying their attacks. Because what we've seen is that as soon as Southern Gauteng have got themselves on the ball through the likes of Van Jaarsveld, Peyton and Kosten, they are extremely dangerous inside the 25.
Bit of a soft turnover there from Southerns. No pressure coming from the Pen side because they're still probably hemmed back in their own defensive third of the field. Pens looking the ball again for Kaylee Marie. Kristen Peyton, ever industrious.
Peyton looking for some options ahead of her. Finds Marks. Marks on the back stick. Goes for the far post. Just slides wide. There was a Southern's teammate at the far post looking for the tip in.
Yeah, probably just too easy there. I think the Pens team guilty of ball watching. Tony Marks standing unmarked at the top of the circle. Picked up that ball far too comfortably and had time to play that tomahawk, attempt that goal. Pens team need to be more disciplined. Playing with 4 defenders, so no excuse not to be marking tightly and being aware of where the opponents are.
And you see in the moment that Pens try and get the ball into the midfield, the Southern Gauteng midfield just step up a little bit and then make the interception as long ball forward, then trying to find Klaasen up front. Klaasen is well marshalled by Carmen Smith, who wins possession for Southern Gauteng as time ticks away then in the opening quarter, the opening chukker. Southern Gauteng probably with one final attack in them as Kosten sends it now out to the left hand side. Kilfoyle links up with Cock, goes down the left hand side on one of those runs, turns infield, beats the defender, wins the free hit, takes it quickly back to Kilfoyle. Out the back goes Southerns. Smith eyeing up options, goes route 1, smashes it in, and wins a free hit.
Yeah, Carmen Smith in a feature of the game. Ball going free. Robbins Johnson. And umpires has deemed that this has to be retaken.
As the end of the first chukker then, the whistle blows. We've only seen one goal and it came in the very first minute. Southern Gauteng taking a 1-goal lead at the first break. And as much as Southern Gauteng have enjoyed possession in the opening quarter, Western Province Pens can actually keep their heads up high because they've hung on, they've kept themselves in it. To find themselves only 1 goal down, it's got to be a little feather in the cap, would you say, okay?
No, for sure, but I think the coaching staff in Unit D and Ilse Davids will probably want the players to make better decisions on the ball this time, probably more so in terms of their defensive disciplines, just allowing the Southern players too much space and flying into tackles, which is a cliched term that we use far too often. But yeah, they probably should be doing better, and there's been a better improvement in terms of their go forward. So that first 5 minutes was really tough on this Pen side, but be interesting to see how they apply themselves in the second quarter.
as the second quarter gets underway, immediately Southern's trying to work something on the right hand side through Tamlin Kok to show that she's got a little bit of individual skill on her, trying to spin away past two defenders, but fortunately the umpire is saying that free hit will go the other way. But as soon as that happens, Pens, they've copped up possession, which is kind of what we saw in the first 15 minutes. Pens, when they did have possession, coughed it up too easily and allowed Southerns to come on the attack as they do now. On the left hand side, Kilfoyle sends it all the way down, looking to link up with Dakisa into Penjuayo. Looks for the key spot, and Pens were there though to snuff out that one.
Yeah, great awareness from Lydia Vermeulen right in the centre of defence on the Pen side. Able to intercept that ball. Just right in front of the goal mouth.
So Southerns then back in position. Tarasha looking for the long ball to the open Tamlin Kok on the high right hand side. It is intercepted, and a rare opportunity then for Pens to work their way up the field. They haven't found themselves inside the Southerns 23 yet. They do now as Steyn picks the ball up on the baseline, looks for a teammate, but she is easily dealt with and calmly dealt with by Southern Gauteng. Pressure doesn't go anywhere though. Pens will remain in possession just outside the 25.
Chelsea Tomlinson, unfortunately, not finding a teammate. There is him.
So as we've seen for much of the opening few minutes, Southern Gauteng actually play the ball around the back, looking for the hard-working midfielders of Costin and Darasha just to get something going in the midfield, and they are marked out of the game at that particular time. There's always an option on the outside for Southern Gauteng. More often than not, this is where they find themselves, inside the Pens 25. They've had numerous circle entries and they've only come away with a single goal thus far. As Costin goes down the left hand side, down the baseline, looking to get something, but raised ball allows Pens then off the hook for the time being, as they now just try to get themselves out of their 25 and relieve the pressure somewhat.
Good ball played by Sammy Smart, releasing Michelle Bennett. Unfortunately, the ball runs too far ahead of Michelle. Pressure coming from Lizay Steyn, and pressure being exerted. Lizay Steyn now leaves the ball for Rebecca Caps. She's quite a strong ball carrier, skillful player too. Rebecca keeps going and gets a long corner for her efforts.
As we've seen time and time again, at number 3 for Southern Gauteng, Darasha, she just pops up everywhere. She's the hard worker. She's the engine room of the Southern Gauteng side. So you see her popping up all over the screen. It is one person. She's not a triplet. She just works that hard for her side. Anytime that they need her to on attack or defense, doesn't matter. She's just happy to do the leg work. You see her on the ball once again, just to calm things down a little bit. Links up with Janse van Vieren, who looks to induce the free hit. Fortunately though for her, Price Lewis not able to control the ball on the stick, and ball dribbles over the baseline, so allows Southern Gauteng to come away with the 16-yard. Through the middle this time for Southerns is a nice little 1-2, releasing Costin, but you're under a bit of pressure. Can't cough the ball up. Darasha once again on the ball, sends it out to Janse van Vieren on the left. Looking at our options. Good pressure from Lawrence for Pens, allows that intercept to happen as Caps goes with it down the right hand side. Reduces the free hit, comes off the foot of Kilfoyle, so danger signs then for Southern Gauteng as Pens now with their tails up. Caps looks to go direct.
Yeah, so mentioned Caps earlier, is quite an influential ball carrier in this Pen side. throughout the week thus far. And if there's anything that can happen, it would be Rebecca Caps. Probably should even mention Kaylin Marie as well, who's currently off the field. But the Pens team now a lot more settled.
Caps takes it herself, but she is under a little bit of pressure. She rolls towards the inside. Happily decides to lay the ball back as there's now space on the left hand side for Pens. Looking to link up inside the D. The ball is there, though it's loose. It's scrappy for Southern Gauteng, but somehow, some way they've managed to get themselves out of trouble.
Yeah, quite a good ball there, played in by Alia Dolly. Michelle Bennett unfortunately unable to get on the end of that ball to create some space for herself. And ball turned over easily from the Southern's outlet. Chelsea Tomlinson on the ball now. And lifted pass. Southerns get another opportunity to outlet.
I don't think Southerns expected this in the second chukker, that Pens would come at them. But when you've only got one goal to make up, it's easy to get a side motivated, especially when you are up against it, considering all the results that have happened over the past few days. So Pens really taking the game to Southern Gauteng in the second chukker. And you can just see there's a little bit of cracks starting to appear in the Southern's defence.
Yeah, Leanne Lawrence captaining the side today, doing quite well there. Leanne regathers the ball again with the aerial attempt from Hayley Kilful. But Chelsea Tomlinson working back hard, winning the ball of Robin Johnson.
That's when you know the momentum is with a certain side. When all those 50-50 balls, those 50-50 decisions goes in one direction, you know that side's got a little bit of the momentum. And right now it's the team in powder blue, the team that hails from the Cape, Western Province Pens, all going their way at the moment. And Smuts on the ball on the right hand side, looks for options under pressure, somehow gets away with it as Marie looks to get past her opposite number on the right hand side. So Pens enjoying possession. In fact, they even enjoying the territory as they find themselves inside the Southerns half, as quickly taken by Steyn. Shot coming in straight at the keeper, though, easily dealt with. It's a scramble for Southern Gauteng's defence. And then we see now the pressure really being told as Pens once again through Steyn, gets it in, rolled to the right hand side, does Caps, and she wins long corner once again.
Period of sustained pressure here from the Pen side. And probably we should be looking for a short border. Southern's not allowing them the space when they're inside the circle, but just do something different. Get some sort of return when you work that hard to get up there.
Oh, Dolly on the left hand side looks to find Klaassen with a little hatch pass. A little bit too much on it for Klaassen, so that pressure that they've been building up has been released somewhat as Southerns finally get themselves back in possession. Nice little roll from Peyton in midfield, but there we see it once again, that 50-50 decision going the way of Pens, who now with their tails up once again looking to penetrate down the left hand side into the circle. Goes looking for Caps, can't get anything on it. Goalkeeper just allows that one to trickle into the goals.
Machepo Ripani in the Southern's goals, not really been troubled in this game.
Tarasha on the left hand side for Southerns this time, opting to keep the ball at the back. The Brain gets the ball back, gives it again to Tarasha, tight on this left hand touch line and spills it. But fortunately though for her, the ball is spilled back to her, or at least to Smith, who's linking up with the Russia. But Marie on the ball for Pens down the right hand side, looking for the T-point. Fortunately though, just overran somewhat by the Pen striker.
So it's staying leading out the other way, but Kaylin Marie playing it slightly more inside. So Southerns have run the changes here. They've brought on the cavalry. We see Peyton back on the field, Costin as well. Coach Sandile Bosman probably looking to settle things down. I'm sure the Southern's coaching staff are a bit concerned about the sustained period of pressure that's been exerted by the Spain side. It's definitely raised their game in the second chukker.
Big ball from Smith. Finds its way to Tamlin Cock. Going down the left-hand channel is got away. But that's what we've seen thus far in the second chukker. A lot of decisions going the way of Pens, who managed to apply the pressure on the Southern Gauteng defense. But on this occasion, though, they're going to have to do some defending of their own as Southern switch it now all the way to the right-hand side, looking for another entry as the Rocha picks it up, cuts inside, but ball is picked up by Alia Dolly, who calmly tries to get a side out of it as you see Pens opting just to get the ball upfield and allow Southerns, or at least tell Southerns, if you're going to come back at us, you've got to do it from inside your own half. Smith to the left hand side to Janssen for Vieren. Infielder goes to Johnson, who can't really control it that much, but she makes the interception. It's Cock on the ball, chance a snapshot. Fantastic save by the goalkeeper Jana Marie Boots. She keeps the ball out and she keeps the side only one goal down.
Yeah. Good skill execution there by Tamlin Cock, the ability to hit the ball while in movement. Great save from the Pens keeper. Pressure not down, and let's get the ball out again with a bit of a ball very close to the goalkeeper there. The Pens defenders doing well. Tamlin Cock back on the ball. Megan Price Lewis with the clearance, just wings the ball upfield. Southerns now getting into that stage of domination of their own. First time in the ZOF, or quarter, sorry.
Yeah, they've absorbed all the pressure from Pens, and now the Southerns have got themselves back on the ball. They're exerting it on their own, but ball is spilt though by Southerns, and here comes Pens once again, but the interception is made as Christie gets the ball up to Winjwayo. Wins the hit, takes it quickly, gets into the circle, balls it back to Cock, and fortunately though for Tamlin Cock, not being able to make contact with the ball, it comes off a body, and Pens breathe.
Yeah, very good defending there by Western Province defender Tamlin Cock. Thought she had the ball on her stick, but good physical presence from the Pens defender just to unsettle Tamlin's balance.
The Pens now under pressure inside their 25. Southern Gauteng, they're smelling blood at the moment. They've got their tails up right now. They've absorbed the pressure. It's now time for them to see if they can extend their lead as we tick towards the final few seconds of the second chukker. And there it is. One wild tackle, one rash tackle from Western Province Pens. Hands Southern Gauteng, a short corner.
Tariq actually think there that what happened is that the Pens captain, Leanne Lawrence, who was the point of defense on that free hit, actually indicated with her hand to the umpire to check if she was 5. The umpire did not acknowledge and was deemed that she was not 5 meters off. Hence the penalty corner awarded to Southerns. So Leanne might feel a bit hard done by. Players will always feel that they were 5. But yeah, umpires make the final decision. So another penalty corner opportunity here for Southern, second one in the game. Janssen van Vieren will pass the one again. Goes to her.
Janssen van Vieren under a bit of pressure tries to get it to Smith on the left hand side, but the Pens defense is there. Smith though remains in possession, tries to win the short corner. And Pens showing that they're up for the defense, showing they're up for this fight, getting themselves out of trouble. Cock in to Smith, who gets a shot off, but it's a good save.
Yeah, penalty corner just a few moments ago. Injection not that pure, so it's been disappointing for Janssen van Vieren. Expecting the ball to be delivered a lot more accurately so that you can use the powerful slap of those.
Big pressure coming from Southerns as they win possession now, coming through with Peyton, who looks to find the high-hanging striker. Nice little touch from, looks like it's Tallis from here.
Yeah, Michelle Tallis in a really good position there. to manage two Southern players inside the D and just got the position correct and played the little deflection.
Smith on the ball for Southerns, looks for the big ball once again, comes off the keeper, she doesn't know where it is, picked up by Cameron Cock, who somehow tries to get herself onto the end of it. Just mad scramble inside the circle, could have gone anyway. That occasion though, it went the way of pens.
Yeah, so for the first time in a while, like I said in the first chucker, Carmen Smith, who really plays that crash ball in well because of her ability to hit the ball so cleanly. It was a great crash ball, and this presents an opportunity.
So the whistle has gone, at least the hooter has gone. It is half time then in the final quarter final here at the senior ladies IPT at Harteveld Stadium. As the ladies from Johannesburg, Southern Gauteng, will head into the break with a not too comfortable but a lead nonetheless. They lead the Western Province Pen side by a single goal. Welcome back as we get ourselves ready for the second half of the final, quarter-final of the Senior Ladies Interprovincial Tournament here at Hartleyville. You've just joined us. The halfway stage of this game, it is Southern Gauteng who hold a slender 1-0 lead over Western Province Pens, and thus far in the game it's been a game of two chuckers, shall we say. Southern Gauteng dominating the possession and territory in the first chucker, and Pens deciding to fight back in the second as they enjoyed the rub of the green. Fortunately for Pens, they're not able to find or at least carve out a clear-cut opportunity. The only chance of the game went the way of Southern Gauteng in the very first minute, so they find themselves 1 goal up as we enter the final 30 minutes of this one. We're just waiting for the players to get themselves ready on the park and waiting for the umpires to be happy with everything. And they are happy right now as the second half gets underway. Pens starting out with possession, looking to get themselves going down the right hand side. Neat little interplay there, 1-2 on the outside. In position is Amy Poughton, looks to link up with Lawrence in the midfield, but the interception is made as Robin Johnson, under a bit of pressure, wins the free hit, but out she goes to Janssen van Vieren. Back to the middle to Van Vieren. Left goes Southern Gauteng, happy to keep the ball at the back on this occasion. In midfield to Peyton, a little bit of pressure. High pressure curls as Tomlinson makes the interception, and now Pens with an attack down the right hand side. Attempted interception from Janssen van Vieren, but Kilfoyle is there to mop things up for Southerns as they find themselves under a bit of pressure in the opening few seconds.
Yeah, so really good step from Chelsea Tomlinson, and been an intriguing battle between herself and Kirsten Peyton that's developing when Kirsten's in the centre of the field, that is. As we say that, Southerns immediately down in the Pens half. Tony Marks on the ball, delivering in. Kirsten Peyton not finding the target.
That just shows you what Southern Gauteng is capable of. On defense and under pressure, there's a few passes and they get themselves into the other side of the field, get themselves into the opposition circle, and they're able to get a shot away. On this occasion though, that shot not finding the target. That doesn't mean that the pressure is released on Pens, who work their way though through the press of Southern Gauteng. Work from Janssen van Vieren to win possession, but here comes Southern Gauteng as Johnson sends it to Peyton. Eyeing up the options. Big ball on the left hand side from Costin. Back to Johnson on the inside, who shows nice little handwork to get herself into the circle. Fortunately though, a teammate cannot hold on to position, so back comes Southern Gauteng then on the right hand side as Peyton with the ball eliminates the first defender, but the cover defense is there for Pens. Good work by Caps to work back to win possession for Pens as they try and get themselves out of the 25. Christie under a bit of pressure, opting to go all the way back. Janssen van Vieren sending it out to the left hand side. Kilfoyle drives infield and links up on the outside. Once again, Pens coughing up position. But Southern Gauteng, that's what they do. They get the ball going quickly when they do win the free hit.
Yeah, Southern just sometimes need to be a bit more clinical when getting close to the pen circle. So surprisingly, Pens haven't changed too much structurally. Ball given away quite cheaply there. Gives the ball back to Southerns again. Robin Johnson, industrious.
Marks gets the ball on the baseline, looks to send it through to the middle. Links up with Aaron Christie, who turns quickly, gets the ball onto a Pens foot and wins the short corner for Southerns.
Yeah, just another example there of the Pens team who really didn't have that sort of pressure applied when they had the outlet. And just a very risky pass being played by the Pens defender, gave the ball back to Southerns, and the outcome of that is another penalty corner for the Southerns team. Be interesting to see what happens. We have Tony Marks now in position, ready to take up on the first castle.
It is Marks who goes for the low drag flick, looking to try and get one over the postman, and does go wide though, so quickly taken by Pens trying to get themselves up the field, while Southern Gauteng attacking battery tries to get themselves into position. As quickly as Pens tried to do it, Southerns did the same. Big ball from Peyton, unfortunately not finding the stick of Marks.
Yeah, I just think Southerns shouldn't be looking to rush things here. They're the team that are in lead. Sylvia van Jasveld, opportunity, and great smother there from Johanna Marie Bottas in the Pens goal. Jan Lawrence getting the better deal, Perry Costin. Good ball, and unfortunately Rebecca Caps can't get that ball in the field of play.
Bottas in the Pens goal, showing her side that she is up for the fight. She's definitely wanting to keep her side, and she actually has. She's made a few saves when she has been called upon, and she's managed to keep her side down by just a something goal. So thus far there is a standout player for Pens in this one. Defensively, it is Jana Marie Bottas in the holes as Southern Gauteng tries to come away with it on the right hand side. The interception is made as now Marie looking to spark something down the left hand side. Marie keeps going, she keeps fighting for it and wins the free hit. Does Kaylin Marie.
Kaylin Marie showing a drive there, not giving up, and winning the team the free hit. And as I said much earlier, Kaylin Marie and Rebecca Caps, the two main ball carriers, along with Chelsea Tomlinson too in this Pen side. But now once again we get back to it with Pens, work that hard to get into the Southerns off, but they've got to protect position better in that zone.
Peyton on the right hand side for Southerns. Under pressure is Peyton from Tomlinson. But the hit is taken quickly as Peyton moves up with Costin on the left to Cock. Sends the ball looking for a high hanging striker, and it bobbles off the foot of Pens. So Southern Gauteng winning another short corner.
Yeah, Sammy Smuts unfortunate there, stepping to make the interception. He was in a good position, but unfortunately missing the stick and hitting the foot. So Southerns really up in terms of stats with the offensive penalty corners. Zaan Jansen van Vieren back, replacing Tony Marks and Castle number 1. Probably look at a variation if Lazan is not going to go straight. She'll be looking for those deflections from the runners.
Slap comes in. Once again, this Pens defense somehow organized themselves. They've somehow kept Southern Gauteng out. Once again, kept the score down just to a single goal.
Yeah, nice compact shape on the defensive penalty corner in there, protecting that middle. Deflection coming off the Southerns player's stick, was outside the line of the goals, and ball turned away again, turned over too easily. Apologies. Things just need to be better in their outletting when they're in possession.
Dangerous ball through the midfield is picked up by Amy Potu. under pressure, maintains possession. Chance then for Pens, who managed to bypass the first line of Southern Gauteng's defence, but the moment they've done that, they've opted to go all the way back. So putting themselves under pressure at the moment are Pens, but working their way down the right hand side as Lawrence winning the free hit. They want to take it quickly, but the umpire just calming things down a little bit, just letting the ladies settle. Back around the back for Pens, it's Smuts. Price Lewis on the left hand side, goes back to Smuts. Under pressure now as some of Gauteng's press comes to the fore. Price Lewis cutting infield, opening up some space, winning the free hit, taking it quickly. So a chance then for Pens up front as Marie on the ball, folds infield. Apologies, it is Amy Pote who turns infield, loses a footing at the crucial moment, but Pens comes once again, Caps has the shot, there it is!
Great
the
goal.
Equalizer!
Good awareness from Rebecca Caps, and as I mentioned more than once in the game, good ball carrier, talented player. The Southern's defense not set up and reacting to the feed going against them, and Sheba Motipani not positioned appropriately. The ball goes past the right foot in the near corner.
Just reward for Pens, who made a lot of the play in the second chukker. And in the third they came out and they showed early doors that they are up for this fight. So level pegging we are. It's one apiece between Southern Gautengs and Pens. About 5 minutes remaining in this third chukker. What's gonna give at this moment in time? Can Southern Gauteng, with all the experience, can they just calm themselves down, settle themselves in, and just allow themselves to get back into it, maintain a bit more possession? Because we do know that when they get the ball into the opponent's half, that they are very, very dangerous on attack as they work it around the back. Once from Kieran looking to link up with Cock on the left hand side, but the pass a little bit too hard.
Yeah,
Goes off the sideline.
So what the Pens team have done a lot better as the game progresses is that they're managing the Southern's midfield a lot better. So Southern's traditionally throughout the week playing with the four, but what's always good about the Southern's four in Peyton, Costin, the likes of Eddie Christie coming in and Ballet de Rocha, the ability to interchange, and Pens somehow they seem to have negated that.
Van der Wal winning the free hit and taking it quickly. She's under pressure from the Russia. Taken on the correct spot, says the umpire, but it is still Pens in possession. Donny under a lot of pressure. Van der Wal, skill by her, gets the ball into the circle. Chance then for Pens, but it is worked away by Peyton. Now runs the ball out of the back down the left hand side. She's spotted some space. Here goes Peyton, who cuts infield. Really, really well marshalled by Tallis, winning the possession for Pens. Just as it seemed as though Southern Gauteng were going to launch significant counter attack. Michelle Tallis just steps up, makes the interception, and back in position of Pens, as you can just hear the screaming coming from those here on the sidelines, encouraging this Pen side to keep going. From the left hand side by Pens through Price Lewis.
Probably a crucial stage in this chukker with just over 2 minutes to go. A lot of coaches will normally refer to it as that phase of the game, 2 minutes making the call. You don't want to be conceding both sides. See a ball smashed in by Leanne Lawrence, and she manages to get it back. Should be looking to get something. And another save by Modipani, but then the judge to come in the Pens player's foot.
Everything certainly now with Pens at the moment, who've got the momentum, maintaining position. They're applying pressure to Southern Gauteng. At the moment, Southerns are struggling to deal with this pressure being exerted on them by Pens. It's up to players like Costin on the ball right now. Linking up with Christie on the right hand side. Sends it forward. Southern's in position down the baseline. Dwyer tries to work away past the Penn's defense on the baseline, but comes up short on this occasion.
Less than 2 minutes remaining here. Southern's with an opportunity, and like I said, it's probably the worst time to concede at this time.
Costin picks up a loose ball just outside the circle. Links up with Peyton. Has a shot on the back stick, and there it is! Kurt, you mentioned it. You don't want to concede at this crucial stage of the game. And Western Province Pens have done just that.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I probably didn't want to jinx it, but just from my experience and as being a coach, it is the time that you need to keep your wits about yourself. And Southerns have capitalized.
As the clock ticks away in the third quarter, Southern Gauteng restoring their 1-goal lead that they claimed in the first 20 seconds of this game. The fight is certainly there from Pens. They've shown time and time again that they're not going to lay down. They're not going to just hand victory to Southern Gauteng. They're up for a fight. They want the spot in the semi-finals tomorrow. Just 1 goal in it. Result can still go either way. As Southern Gauteng looking through the middle. Big ball by the Russia. Finds the high-hanging Hamza. Rides a tackle to get herself into the circle. Hamza on the back stick. Out comes goalkeeper Boetus, who makes the save. And the defense is there to mop it up for.
Yeah, good skill from Hamza, but she probably should have released the ball sooner because she had a player to her left. And,
so Pens just trying to run the clock out as Marie smashes one upfield looking for Klaassen, but Smith makes the interception for Southerns. No pressure on Smith. And from the striker that was backtracking. Southerns then maintaining possession. You come at Pens down the left hand side. Caps with the interception. And really under a bit of pressure, coughs up possession as Cock gives it to Costin. Happy to play it back to Peyton. Peyton this time goes route 1 and illegally so as the ball goes high. And green card being brandished to Pens. Michelle Bennett. Pretty sure something must have happened off the ball.
yeah, so umpire Nicholson heading out of the first part of the match. Pens been played in quite a good spirit besides the competitiveness of both teams.
Bryce Lewis taking the ball down the left hand side with interception by Janssen van Tieren. Wins back possession for Southern Gauteng. Here's Janssen van Tieren, sends it down the right hand side. Hamza's high, she's got the ball inside the circle. Just as Southerns were getting that play going, the end of the quarter comes. It is the ladies from Johannesburg who've taken the slender lead back after conceding in the third chukker. It was 1-0 at the start. Pens came back to level it out at 1 each. But with 2 minutes left in the third chukker, Southern Gauteng reclaimed that 1-goal lead. So it's 2-1. It's all to play for. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back shortly to bring you the exciting conclusion to this one.
bro, I'm here, I got players moving and everything.
So the final 15 minutes of the fourth quarter final between Southern Gauteng and Western Province Pens is back underway as the ladies from Johannesburg will enjoy the slender 2-1 lead. A very exciting third quarter that we've just come out of, both sides getting themselves on the score sheet. Just how telling will it be that Pens conceding their second goal around 2 minutes in that chapter? How much has that given Southern Gauteng? How much impetus will that give them heading into this final 15 minutes with it all to play for? As the interception comes for Southern Gauteng, as Pens finding themselves under all sorts of pressure, but they've managed to get themselves out of it. So they retain possession.
Yeah, Pens probably just have to be slightly smarter in terms of their choices when they're getting the ball into midfield. Aga Dolly playing a good ball down the line, which Rebecca Caps gathers. This could be exciting with Caps on the ball.
Carmen Smith able to pick up the loose ball for Southern Gauteng, nullifying that attack of Pens. As quickly as Southern Gauteng find themselves on defense, they're able to get themselves on the attack, and more often than not it's been through number 8, Kristen Payton. Unfortunately for her on this occasion, she not as fast as the ball. So here's Pens through Tomlinson in midfield. Tomlinson gets through the first tackle, rides the second one and wins the free hit. It's taken quickly by Kaylin Marie, who tries to link up with Michelle Bennett, who's returned to the field, but she lost a boot in the process of trying to pick up the ball. Yeah. She stopped dead in the tracks.
Yeah, Michelle probably a bit too fast for the ball there, losing a shoe. But we know she'll keep going. Carmen Smith lucky there, evading the attentions of the Pens player. Michelle Tullis been really solid throughout this game.
So it is Pens who enjoying plenty of possession in the opening 3 minutes of the final quarter. It's them that are applying the pressure as they once again through Tomlinson, bring the ball back, looking to release Chris Home down the right hand side. Fortunately, just a little bit too much on that pass.
Yeah, Tomlinson been very impressive. She's sort of taped Kirsten Payton up, and Kirsten Payton's been in the centre of the field. But like I said early on, the Southern's midfielders between the four, Costin, Payton, Johnson and DeRocha, have this ability to just float into various channels. And when Payton's in the middle, Tomlinson's been right there to challenge her.
Marie picks the ball up in midfield, sends it forward. Nice little elimination skills from Amy Pote. Gets the ball into midfield, rolling top D. There's Caps, unfortunately though, tackle coming in, ball just dribbling onto a foot. So danger signs for Southern Gauteng. Western Province Pens, they've got their tails up.
Yeah, once again Caps, good awareness taking on the player, but probably the most reliable Southern's defender in the past 4 days, Carmen Smith, making the intervention.
Just become a little bit frenetic at the moment. The Pens are trying to get themselves back level with Southern Gauteng. Similarly, ladies from Johannesburg are trying to add an extra bit of buffer to the scoreline as Fox pulls possession. Picked up by Helen Marie. Marie looking to get something down the left hand side. Cock working hard to win back position, and she does, as Marie is called for a bit of a shield on that occasion.
Yeah, unfortunate also in the interim to see Miriam Claassen, who is affectionately called Speedy by her teammates, picking up a bit of a injury there. I'm not too sure what it is. Not good to lose a player of her ability, especially with the speed and skill that she is able to generate in the forward line.
Smith sends one forward, somehow, some way. Finds its way to Johnson, who's in the circle. Backstick across the face, and there it is. Sliding in is number 10, Sylvia van Jaarsveld. And that's the goal that Southern Gauteng have been looking for, just to give them that extra bit of buffer as they go up 3-1.
Yeah, probably I would say I wouldn't call it a strategic change, but a good change there. Sylvia just been introduced back into the game and using the speed to keep going through the line. Really accurate reverse stick pass coming there from Robin Johnson, and Sylvia had the easiest of tap-ins with the Pens goalkeeper stranded.
So a 2-goal cushion for Southern Gauteng. It's been the final 9 minutes of this encounter. Pens though, they've been up for the fight. Tomlinson has been at the heart of it for them. They try to build something through the back. On the right hand side they go, looking for Amy Pope. Picks the ball up, tries to go on the baseline seat, then she's pulled across. Dealt with though by Southern Gauteng, but the pressure's still there though. As the ball just gets thrown out just to release some bit of pressure. Tomlinson picks up the loose ball in midfield. To the right hand side to Chisholm for Pens, who under pressure from Cameron Cock as the ball spills over the sideline. It remains in possession of Pens, taken quickly by Chisholm, trying to engage the defender, opts to play the ball back and change the angle of attack to Dolly out on the left hand side. Fortunately for Dolly, a pass, she's not having enough on it. Taken quickly by Smith, who sends it on the inside to Christie. Eliminates 2. Links up with DeRocha. She's looking for the goal scorer from Jaarsveld. Jaarsveld working hard, winning possession. Has the shot on the right hand side. Misses the target on the near post.
Yeah, not the first time this week that we've seen Van Jaarsveld unable to capitalize on the front stick shot while she's in movement. Probably doesn't realize how much time she actually has. She can pull the handbrake up because none of these defenders can keep up with her.
So Pens under pressure now. Southern Gauteng look to get themselves back on the score sheet. And Jaarsveld sending it into the middle to Hamza under pressure. Yes, Malika Hamza, but she does win the short corner for Southern Gauteng.
Yeah, so the Southerns team really upping it in this fourth and final quarter of the game. Interestingly, haven't scored from any of the penalty corners that they've been awarded in the match yet. Carmen Smith up there for a change, and let's be backing her to have a crack from the top of the straight hit.
It is Smith, she does smash it, and there it is, good, you called it. That's the second prediction you got right. What is the lot of numbers for this evening?
I'm not a gambling man, as I said earlier this week, Tariq, but I would think that as a coach, and hopefully Coach Sandili read my mind, we were on the same page, and yeah, you need to go to your banker at this stage.
So they went to the banker, did Southern Gauteng with a short corner. Carmen Smith, that powerful strike she has. Too much venom on it for Jana Marie Boertes in the Pens goal. Southern Gauteng then stretching out their lead to a 3-goal cushion. They are 4 goals to 1 with around 5.5 minutes left in the game. Still plenty to play for. But given the way this game has ebbed and flowed, Western Province Pens, they're certainly not going to go down without a fight. Lawrence on the right hand side for Pens. Looking for support. She does find it inside the circle. Holds a tackle and wins a short corner as Pens.
First penalty corner of the match for the Pen side. Plugging away there in the Gauteng attacking corner by Leanne Lawrence, spinning inside then outside. Pens player had the presence of mind to win the first penalty corner. Be a great story if the Pen side could get back into the contest, even though there would still be a 2-goal.
Comes out to the Newcastle. Left variation for them, the left slip. Ball is wobbling around and shot coming in from Amy Pote. Comes off. Now, at least I thought it came off a defender's stick, but it came off a teammate's stick, so Southern Gauteng will come away with it as they get a 16-yard hit. Smith sends in the back stick once again. Great save by Anna Marie Boertes, coming out, nullifying the space, closing it down. But still conceding the short corner, unfortunately.
Yeah, so once again, just a Pens not really setting up the defensive structure right well in terms of a press. Southern's able to deliver long ball through Tony Marks, and yeah, Sylvia van der Asveld on the ball again and cracking. Sincerely hope Coach Bosman doesn't change.
She went the other way on this occasion, and this time it was dealt with by Pens. So the score remains 4-1 Southern Gauteng as Pens come away with the breakout now down the right hand side, rolling infield. Looking to link up with Bennett. It's Bennett. Fortunately though for Pens, they getting in each other's way and a little bit of obstruction as green card is brandished to Isabella de Rocha.
Yeah, Bella, probably an experienced player. Using experience quite widely, they're just getting in the way, and even though she tried to do it subtly, umpire Nicholson, who apologies from us very late in this game, should be congratulating her on her birthday, and yeah, umpire Nicholson, a year older, a year wiser, and in awarding their green card to Bella. So with just over 2 minutes remaining, Southern's in a very comfortable position. Erin Christie making the ball live, and it's another penalty corner being conceded. Unfortunately for Megan Price Lewis, ball just ricocheting up with a stick into her body.
Now the legs are probably taking its toll on the Western Province Pen side. They've been under pressure. They need to work hard throughout this game thus far. Just at the moment, find yourself 3 goals down. The legs start going as much as you want to. But it is Southern Gauteng with another short corner. Smith laying it off to the left hand side to De Bruin. That comes in. And there it is, another goal for Southern Gauteng. Nompilo Kenjwayo getting herself on the score sheet.
Yeah, good advantage from Coach Nicholson there. She had initially ordered a stroke as the ball had come off the post player's foot, but allowed play to proceed, and Pilo tap in the rebound. Southern's going up by another goal, and time running out in this game. Southern Gauteng will thus face off against the neighbours, Northern Blues, in the latest semi-final tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Hartlepool Stadium. The game will see Western Province as the host taking on the Coastals. In the dying moments of the game, Peninsula team awarded their second penalty corner of the match. Even though the Southern's team have quite a comfortable lead here in this match. The efforts or the competitiveness of the Pens team throughout this match has been very, very good. So, second corner for Pen side. And we poke on the second parcel again. Save made by Modipane. Pen still in possession. And he just tickles over the line, so it's a 16-yard outlet. Costin receiving in the pocket and negotiating a way out of it quite comfortably. Palman Smith attempting the reverse stick pass infield. And Southerns have another long corner. Parizarosha back on the field now. All the way across to Aaron Christie on the right. Kaylin Marie making the intervention. And fortunately not finding one of her teammates. Good fake slap coming in from Lazan Janssen Bar. So thus far this tournament, Aaron Christie interplaying with Bernie Costin. Back to Kirst. Good step from Nadia Vermeulen. Timely interception there from Nadia. And Zay Stein looking to play the ball back inside. Chelsea Tomlinson in the thick of it again. Aaron Christie winning the ball back. Still in possession. And it's another long corner. It's been awarded to the Southerns team. The last play of the game coming up here. Zanjanse van Vieren floating the ball in. Kaylin Marie on the BBG line picking that ball up. Getting in possession, but well managed by Kaylin and Megan. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. That's the end of the fourth and final quarter-final match for today. See the Southern Gauteng team running out not that comfortable 5-1 winners, because at the end of the chucker game was very close. Hard fought from the Pen side, but congratulations to the Southerns team who will play in tomorrow's second semi-final against the Northern Blues team. Thanks once again very much, ladies and gentlemen.
So after an intriguing battle, the quarter-final stages have come to an end, joined by, unfortunately on this occasion, the losing captain, Leanne Lawrence. Leanne, plenty of fight shown by your girls.
Yeah, I'm very proud of how the girls performed. Unlucky about the score. We played against an excellent team, which is a privilege, but I'm happy with the girls' effort.
Were you concerned at all when you conceded their goal in the first 20 seconds of the game?
To be honest, not really. They are a strong team, but 1-0 difference is not really big for us, if I can put it that way. We've always come back. I mean, we got that second goal, just unlucky about the other two.
When you do find yourself in that position where you've managed to draw yourself level into a game against a side like Southern Gauteng with the experience that they have, does the nerve set in at some point?
I would lie if I say no. It does. It gets you excited, but there is always an element that makes you nervous. But I think that nervous also drives you to fight even harder, as you can see what the girls did on the field.
Well played. Unfortunate for the result, but we'll see you again tomorrow.
Definitely. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Managed to grab one of the goal scorers for Southern Gauteng, Sylvia van Jaarsveld. Sylvia, but nervy, wouldn't you say, especially in that third quarter?
Yeah, definitely. I think we made it more difficult for ourselves than what we could have, but we gave the crowd some entertainment, but at least came back nicely. I think the goals connected well towards the end, and I think we're really happy with the result.
On the whole, though, I mean, managing to come on and pretty much score immediately yourself, at least in that final chukka, that must have been a nice little impetus for you.
Yeah, I think after hitting the crossbar in the first chukka, I was quite bummed, so it was quite nice coming back and then having that slide dive in, so at least I got a reward for all my effort today.
And the mood amongst the girls, I mean, it was a tough encounter when you probably haven't had much time to chat yet, but you've managed to get through the quarterfinals, semi-finals tomorrow. What's in store from Southern Gauteng?
Yeah, look, like we said, we did make it more difficult for ourselves than what it could have been, but I think we're working through a process and it is coming on quite nicely. So we are playing Northerns tomorrow, our biggest competitors in Gauteng, so I think it's going to be quite an interesting game. I mean, we've got history from 2019 as well, where we unfortunately lost to them in the final, so I think it's going to be quite a tough match, but very exciting to go and see forward what happens tomorrow.
Well, good luck with that one. Good luck for the Gauteng derby. We wish you everything the best for tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Well, that is it from us here at the Harteveld Stadium. It is the quarterfinals of the Senior Ladies Interprovincial that has come to an end. So we'll be back at it tomorrow to bring you the semi-finals. Who will be the two sides in the final? Join us tomorrow for that answer and plenty more action.